Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 6th of March. So let's look at the news events first and what we've got coming out here today. We've had a bit of speakers going on. I'm just looking at what we've got. We've had Bank of Japan governor speaking there. We've got coming out not a lot more. Hang on a minute. No, that's Bank of Japan news yesterday. Beg your pardon. We're running it 4 a.m. Nope, that's it. Yep, beg your pardon. He's not spoken today. We've just had one of the major banks giving their opinion that in 2 weeks' time the Bank of Japan will move out of their negative interest rates. So we're seeing a big impact on the yen at the moment. And some meeting attendees have said it's possible as well, and you've seen the reaction to that. So it's not a reaction that we can necessarily trade too easily, but it might set the tone. It might be a bit more of a game changer, and it's a case of them picking the fight carefully. Okay, so it's the Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group. They're the largest bank there, and if they're preparing to do something, well, they must have a bit of an idea. Anyway, today, I'm just looking at today, Australian GDP, we had that out at 12:30. We can step back a bit here. Disappointing-ish? No, not at all. Hang on there. No, they're fine. It's all in line there. In line. It's been priced in, so that wouldn't create anything significant there. And then what else we got? We got, of course, the budget, the UK budget. We're just talking about that in the room. It's about midday-ish after president. Oh, did I get that wrong? After Prime Minister's question time. As the reaction to the markets could be choppy, of course. I don't think it's going to be massive, because I'll be surprised if there's any surprises in there, because they don't like surprising the markets. Ask Liz Truss about that one, and their merry men. We have got Fed Chair Powell testifying a second time here. He says no, he is testifying the first time, but there's comments been sort of made already suggesting it's going to be towards the hawkish side. What else we got there? So we've got the US ADP data. Now that could create 115. That could create quite a bit of volatility. It's often discounted about 10 minutes after it's out there, but if something major was to change there, it could create a big enough move. Yep. Then we've got a few other Fed speakers. Kashkari often is quite a and Daly. They're both market movers, but they're a bit later on there. Right, okay, let's look at the technicals anyway, get on with these. And what we're seeing here then is the euro is continuing largely sideward, rangeward. Yesterday, well, you can see from this week so far, it's chopped around. It's run back into the 500. I don't know if we should even have that on there. It's just there, but anyway, it's the market's sort of stuck. It's got its quarterly pivot here, which it's run into yesterday afternoon and reacted off of once again. So it's in a range. We've got key news out. We've got the ECB meeting tomorrow, so that's going to end up with probably more of the same here. Quite like the moves, but as we've seen quite a lot recently, these moves leading into the morning session can be quite can be given back quite quickly. Anyway, the pound doesn't look any different really. We did get a decent little trade off it yesterday. To me, it's almost like scalping when you're using sort of 20 pip stops, that sort of size stops, very small stops, but it's the way it's running at the moment. So it just sort of pulled back here, flag pattern, off it went. R1, simple, very simple. It broken all its trends here and everything else on the 4 hourly, so it's come back, it retested, um, early yesterday morning. Today, well, it's heading up. I've got more belief in the pound, the scope for the pound to head up further, but it's how and when. If all these markets turn around, it could pop down. I haven't got an entry for it at the moment this morning. Dollar yen, that could change, of course. Yen, well, we're seeing the yen strengthen here. It's not showing too much on the dailies, but as you come down here, you can see this current 4-hourly spiking down. Now, already we're seeing it pulling back there, so it didn't take too long before you see some sort of to bring it down the time frames. You can see the movement in there, and it could just now consolidate somewhat. The thing is, everyone would jump into these where they see these early morning moves. They jump in, and it's a great opportunity for some money to be made trading the opposite way. I wouldn't look to buy it personally. I haven't got the deep pockets if it does go wrong, but it's certainly the bigger money loves this. Aussie dollar still effectively chopping. When you put my cursor where it is here, you can just see that it's range bound. In fact, when you bring it down to the 4-hourly, you can see it a lot clearer. It's between its pivots there. This weekly pivot here, it's reacted off of it quite early on, come back. This could be seeing a reaction off of it again. If we do see the dollar take back some ground, this could be an area where we see, even if we just trade a range on this, that's a possibility there. US dollar CAD, the CAD's been soft, but it still hasn't broken these prior highs here. Notice we doing some analysis yesterday, lots of sell orders sitting above these levels. It's probably going to be a struggle on the way up there. Okay, majority of them retail sell orders, but it's choppy and ugly. You come down to this hourly picture, well, it's like throwing a coin to where that's going to go. New Zealand dollar range bound here as well. It's got more. Well, if it gets back above its daily pivot here, monthly pivot here, it could have more scope. It's in this sort of tight old range. You see it on the hourly or 4-hourly. It's close to the tops again. Maybe that's a sign that if it gets to the tops, it'll roll back. Euro Swissy, this was continue to just doodle along there. Not a lot of point in me looking at that too much. Euro yen selling off because of the yen at the moment. Again, that's pulling back on the short term here, so we're just seeing it pulling back a little bit for now. Some quick profit taking may be coming in there. Other pairs we're in, Euro CAD, well, that's still doodling to the upside. That's fine as long as it carries on doodling. It has broken some of these prior highs now. We're not far away from this this high over here. The very fact the CAD's holding up against the dollar, well, we could see some more here. We really need the euro to stretch its legs some more to get going on this, but it is moving to the upside okay at the moment, so we'll leave that alone. Okay, I don't know why I'm looking at the pound Aussie. This is something I was looking at a day or two ago, but that did its doings really. So I'll come back to it. Yesterday actually it went up, it stretched its legs a bit further. It's off this morning though, and chopped and gone quite ugly yesterday. Quite a switch round there. Okay, if you look at all the yen pairs, you'll see like CAD yen and things like this. You'll see these markets have sold off, now bouncing, retracing back in the short time frames. Now that they might give opportunities for later on for more selling, but for now there's a bit of a correction going on there, and that'll be across most of these yen pairs. When you look at them, they'll just be doing a pretty similar thing there. The Aussie yen, in fact, yeah. In fact, this is actually better off than where it opened the market last night. So there we go. Right, I'll go through more of those later. If you want to join the room post 8 o'clock, 8:30, you can come in and we'll run through the rest of those markets. Likes of gold. Gold did manage to get a bit more of a leg up there. It's not too far away from its highs over here. December highs. In fact, it's within a smidgen of that, but it is looking reasonably positive still. The consolidations are quite good. When you come down to the hourly, you see the consolidation. Eventually, yesterday, off it went again. Just flags basically. But there will be a time when one of these fails, and it could be that it's coming up to a failing point at the moment. We'll see. It's just not got the same clean move up there this time. It's got a bit choppy and ugly, which suggests it could be slowing the move down there. It's not to say it's going to roll over massively, but might get a better retrace. Anyway, there we go. Right, the equity markets selling last night at the close there. The S&Ps here, you see it on the 4 hourly, last sort of sessions there, selling off post cash market close. On the technicals, selling. In fact, even they're now starting to pull back again. It doesn't take too much for a sign of a bit of a bounce in these, and they're looking like they might want to come back. It'd be interesting if that gets back above its pivot there, but it's into its quarterly pivot here at this stage. It looks like it's quarterly R1, isn't it? Yeah, it's the quarterly R1. It's finding support back on. Still hasn't. I mean, it's got a chance to run up to this quarterly R2, which is all the way up here now. Anyway, we'll see what develops there. But that could be a short-term blip. Nearer to home, then the DAX following suit. You can see the sort of flaggy pattern overall on this. You would need to tread carefully, but it's there. Some decent sized stops on it to if you was trading this, but might just need to wait a little bit longer to get the positive move off that. It has actually, it's come off its pivot, daily pivot here. It's the reaction to this may give the clue to the market, but got potential. FTSE chopping along here, still ugly. For me, it's not a great market to be looking to trade. It spends a lot of time whipping, and yep, that was quite a clean move yesterday. It's had almost a clean move. What time's it going to change? It was about 8 o'clock yesterday. 9, 10, it sort of picked up and went the opposite way. We'll see. It's just open, look, as I'm talking, selling off straight away. So that didn't last long, did it? Anyway, we'll see how it develops this morning. Right, on that note, it'll probably turn back again in a minute, having seen this. Ooh, wouldn't like to be trading that right now. Anyway, on that note, I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you either in the trading room later or in the morning. Bye for now. There we go.